Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Rubenstein, and I'm excited to be sharing some of our juvenile selections with you today from Workman Publishing and our imprints. You can download the handout of this presentation in our booth for easy access and links to metadata. We have many amazing educator guides, discussion guides, and other educational resources available for you on our website. I'm featuring a few of our most recent publications and the type of educational asset available here, but if you use the highlighted link at the bottom of this slide, it'll direct you for our full list of assets. I wanted to take a moment to highlight some of our more recently published titles. Woodland Dance is the latest board book from every toddler's favorite author, Sandra Boynton. Next up is Some Days, a beautiful picture book that highlights chronic illness in a loving, tender way and received a starred review from Kirkus. Be the Dragon delivers social emotional learning with the wild fun of dragons. And everyone's favorite odd couple returns in Skunk and Badger to Egg Marks the Spot, which has already received 2 starred reviews. All Pets Allowed is the second book in the Blackberry Farm series, which follows Beckett Branch, perfect for fans of Clementine and Ramona. The third title in favorite middle grade fantasy series, The Odd Mire, Deepest Darkest, is also now available. Edgar Award-winning middle grade cozy series, The Myrtle Hardcastle Mysteries, recently released its third book, Cold-Blooded Myrtle, as well. Continuing the growth of our nonfiction study guide series, The Big Fat Notebooks, comes the latest high school edition, Everything You Need to Know to Ace Pre-Algebra and Algebra 1 in one big fat notebook. Walls is a phenomenal young adult novel set in the tumultuous year leading up to the surprise overnight raising of the Berlin Wall in August 1961, and follows 2 cousins who are on either side. And finally, Up All Night, which is a young adult anthology filled with stories that take place in the magic time between sunset and sunrise. In a stunning follow-up to the nonfiction picture book Monarch Butterflies comes The World of Coral Reefs. Young readers will be taken on an underwater tour in a highly accessible format by marine ecologist and underwater explorer Erin Spencer. Fascinating facts about the anatomy and life cycle of coral, the many fish and marine life that flourish in the reef, where reefs live, and even solution-oriented ways kids and adults can be involved in conservation efforts. I am absolutely obsessed with the gorgeous illustrations in this book, so I had to take a moment to share my favorite spread. Award-winning author and charismatic motivational speaker Ty Allen Jackson is the author of Make Your Own Money, which takes kids on a how-to journey toward financial literacy with tips and guidance for making money and minding their own businesses. This lively, easy-to-read blueprint for financial success provides creative and practical tips for earning money by starting a business, and even covers how to write a business plan, raise startup money, and understand profit and loss. It also teaches important economic vocabulary such as needs versus wants, goods versus services, and essential life skills for handling money, like how to open a bank account, create a budget, invest, and donate. What can I say? Middle school is an essential time to learn and practice social skills, including how to get along with others, talk about hard things, be an ally, and a good friend. In What Can I Say, Catherine Newman, the author of the bestseller How to Be a Person, provides supportive guidance and instruction to help kids establish and maintain meaningful relationships and effective communication with friends, teachers, family members, and others in their community. Every page of this super useful book provides easy, accessible scripts and guidance on the right thing to say in all kinds of situations, from how to be inclusive, listen, give advice, even how to argue, stick up for yourself, and ask for help in return. Things like expressing sympathy and empathy, deal with offensive comments, respond to bullying, and how to be trustworthy. All of the 50+ scripts and tips are presented in accessible, non-judgmental ways and voice with graphic novel style illustrations. This is a must-have for all juvenile collections. Sleep tight through the night. As a parent, sleep and bedtime are big triggers for me. I would do anything to make sure my babe sleeps soundly through the night and reduces meltdowns at bedtime. This book is designed for kids ages 5 to 9 and filled with practical tips and kid-friendly activities to build positive associations with bedtime. Written by sleep expert, offers ideas like playing an alphabet game to slipping a wish under a pillow, and shares engaging prompts that are accessible to all and easy to implement using creative visualization, mindfulness techniques, and playful fun strategies for easing bedtime struggles and welcoming sound, restful sleep. Yep, you read that correctly. The next middle grade novel from 2017 Newbery medalist Kelly Barnhill is here, The Ogress and the Orphans. I will pause for cheers and woots and yes that I know are happening out there in internet land. This new instant classic is about the power of generosity and love and how a community suffers when those values disappear. Stone in the Glen, once a lovely town, has fallen on hard times. Fires, floods, and other calamities have caused the people to lose their library, their school, their park, and even their neighborliness. The people put their faith in the mayor, a dazzling fellow who promises he alone can help. After all, he is a famous dragon slayer, or at least no one's ever seen a dragon in his presence. Only the clever children of the orphan house and the kindly ogress at the edge of town can see how dire the town's problems are. But when a child goes missing from the orphan house, the mayor suggests it was the ogress. The orphans know this can't be true. The ogress, along with a flock of excellent crows, secretly delivers gifts to the people of the Stone in the Glen. But how can the orphans tell the story of the ogress's goodness to people who refuse to listen? And how can they make their neighbors see the real villain in their midst? This should shoot to the top of your TBR lists. It is beautifully written and has all the fun and magic and fantasy that you would expect from Kelly Barnhill. You can watch a message from Kelly herself chatting about the Ogress and the Orphans and request a digital galley in our booth. Kelly's first two titles, The Witch's Boy and the 2017 Newbery Medal winning The Girl Who Drank the Moon, are both available now. I cannot wait to share this, The Ogress and the Orphans, with you all. Tick, tick, tick. Time is running out in the Empire of Rheinvelt. The sudden appearance of a strange and frightening statue foretells darkness. The Hierophants, magic users of the highest order, have fled the land, and the shadowy beasts of the nearby hinterlands are gathering near the borders, preparing for an attack. Young Prince Alphonsus is sent by his mother, the Empress Sabine, to reassure the people while she works to quell the threat of war. But Alphonsus has other problems on his mind, including a great secret. He has a clock in his chest where his heart should be, and it's begun to run backwards, counting down to his unknown fate. Searching for answers about the clock, Alphonsus meets Esme, a Hierophant girl who has returned to the Empire in search of a sorceress known as Nachtfrau. When riddles from their shared past threaten the future of the Empire, Alphonsus and Esme must learn to trust each other and work together to save it, or see the destruction of everything they both love. The Counterclockwise Heart will hit shelves in February 2022, and Brian Ferry's first middle grade novel, The Secret of Dreadwillow Karst, is available now. How Do You Live is the first English translation of the classic Japanese novel, a childhood favorite of anime master Hayao Miyazaki, includes an introduction by Neil Gaiman, and has already received 2-star reviews. This novel was first published in 1937. Genzabaru Yoshino's How Do You Live has long been acknowledged in Japan as a crossover classic for young readers. Academy Award-winning animator Hayao Miyazaki has called it his favorite childhood book and announced plans to emerge from retirement to make it the basis for one of his final films. How Do You Live is narrated in 2 voices. The first belongs to Copper, 15, who after the death of his father must confront inevitable and enormous change, including his own betrayal of his best friend. The second voice belongs to Copper's uncle, who writes to him in a journal, sharing knowledge and offering advice on life's big questions as Copper begins to encounter them. Over the course of the story, Copper, like his namesake Copernicus, looks to the stars and uses his discoveries about the heavens, earth, and human nature to answer the question of how will he live. How Do You Live is about finding one's place in the world, both infinitely large and unimaginably small. Tracy Batiste is the author of one of my favorite middle grade series, The Jumbies, but today I'm here to share with you a new book from her, this time nonfiction. African Icons introduces readers to 10 real-life kings, queens, inventors, scholars, and visionaries who lived in Africa thousands of years ago and changed the world. Honestly, this book is not just important and beautiful, but necessary. The star reviews from Kirkus and PW say it all. Kirkus states, what Batiste accomplishes in only 139 pages of narrative is near miraculous. They also called it empowering, necessary, and required reading for all, game-changing. While Publishers Weekly says it is an invaluable resource for years to come. Be sure to add this important title to all of your collections today. What would you do if you turned on the faucet one day and nothing happened? What if you learned the water in your home was harmful to drink? Water is essential for life on this planet, but not every community has the safe, clean water it needs. In When the World Runs Dry, award-winning science writer Nancy Castaldo takes readers from Flint, Michigan, and Newark, New Jersey to Iran and Cape Town, South Africa to explore the various ways in which water around the world is in danger, why we must act now, and why you're never too young to make a difference. Topics include lead and water infrastructure problems, pollution, fracking contamination, harmful algal blooms, water supply issues, rising sea levels, and potential solutions. That's it for me. Thanks for sticking with me. Here are all of the ways that you can reach me, and I hope to see you in person soon. Thanks so much. Stay safe.